This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Best Beds for Pets. I'm your show host, Michelle Fern. We talk about all kinds of great products on Best Beds for Pets for your dog, for your cat, sometimes fish. Today, we have this incredible product that does wonders for senior dogs, dogs with injuries, muscle aches, and we're going to talk with the veterinary advisor for this product. We'll be right back after this break.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There's no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms. And our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, radio.com, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to welcome Dr. Albert Ahn. He's the veterinary advisor for MYOS Canine Muscle Formula. Welcome, Dr. Ahn.
Hello. Thank you for having me on your program.
I'm delighted to have you. And before we talk about MYOS, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a veterinarian who practices in a small animal practice that's just outside of New York City. And I have enjoyed being a veterinarian since I graduated from Tufts University Veterinary School up in Massachusetts. And it's been just a wonderful opportunity to interact with pet parents and their pets, the dogs and the cats that come through our practice every day.
Do you have any pets? Are you a pet parent right now?
We recently lost our beloved golden retriever, who was a retired seeing eye golden retriever, but we've been very proud to be puppy parents or puppy raisers for the seeing eye based out of Morristown, New Jersey. And we're on the list to raise another puppy for them.
Oh, that's wonderful that you do that. I just got goosebumps when you said that, and I'm sorry for your loss. I lost my senior dog too, not that long ago. So it's never easy, but it's wonderful that you're helping, what would you call it, like raise them or work with them?
We actually raised them for the first year to year and a half, and then they go on for more advanced training before they would then be placed with an appropriate individual who is visually impaired.
Wonderful. Let's talk about MYOS Canine Muscle Formula. It sounds like it's magical. I've tried it on my senior yappy dog. Nikki's having these and he's 12 and he already has a lot of pep. And I didn't have a long time to see any change on him, but he seems a little bit less stiff and he has a leg problem every so often. I haven't seen that happen in the short time we used it. But tell us about MYOS. How was it developed?
Sure. So it was actually developed for people originally, and it's actually made from fertilized chicken egg yolk. And this egg yolk, the fertilized egg yolk, has been shown to actually help muscles build or to grow muscle tissue. So it was originally developed for people. And over time, some of the athletes and some of the people who were using this provided it to their dogs. And lo and behold, they found that their dogs actually started to grow muscle. These are particularly dogs that might have had some injuries or they might have been losing muscle. And so they started supplementing and saw some pretty profound results. That was really the tipping point for the company to say, maybe we ought to take a closer look at using this for our canine and feline populations because cats and dogs develop muscle loss or sarcopenia, that's the medical term, the same way that people do. So if this is good for people, which it is, it may very well be good for dogs and cats. And we have lots of studies to actually support the fact that both cats and dogs can benefit from the Fortetropin. That's the name of the supplement that's derived from the fertilized egg yolk.
Okay, Fortetropin. So what is the science behind Fortetropin?
So the science behind Fortetropin is that it helps to support the signaling of muscle growth. So it actually gets involved down at the molecular level, and it helps to create an environment that is permissive for muscles to grow. And this is especially beneficial, Michelle, for patients who have lost muscle. A lot of times we see great success stories in dogs that have had orthopedic surgery and have been immobilized for a number of weeks while the fracture or the repair is undergoing the healing process. They unfortunately will lose a lot of muscle. And so these patients do really, really well when we supplement them with the Fortetropin as they regrow the muscles that have been lost due to disuse atrophy.
What about for senior dogs?
That's another big area where Fortetropin can help patients because many of our senior dogs may have comorbidities. They may have things like kidney disease. They may even have heart disease or cancer, or they might have diabetes. And in all of these instances, the Fortetropin is beneficial in helping them to rebuild lost muscle. Another big area where Fortetropin helps is with our arthritic patients. The arthritic patients often have achy joints, and because of their achy joints, they're less interested in exercise. And by using the Fortetropin, we can actually help to rebuild the muscles that have been lost through decreased exercise over the preceding months. So we see some great results with our arthritic dogs. We see great results with our senior dogs, terrific results with our post-operative orthopedic patients.
Okay, and you mentioned that you have it for canines and felines. How does it work for cats? I mean, is it pretty much the same?
It is the same mechanism in cats as it is in dogs because the whole muscle physiology aspect is the same in both of the species.
Okay. A lot of people think they're the same, and there's that phrase, cats aren't little dogs. So it's something that might not be the same. So I'm glad I asked for anybody out there that's listening that's wondering, how does it work for cats if it works for dogs?
Sure. And it's a great point that you bring up because you're absolutely right. In veterinary medicine, we're always saying that cats are not small dogs. And indeed, there are many examples of drugs that can be used in dogs that should not be used in cats. But the great thing about Fortetropin as a natural supplement is that it can be used both in dogs as well as in cats.
It's wonderful. Now, is it a different formula?
It is exactly the same formula. The cat dosage is a little bit reduced compared to the canine dosage. And we have good work that's been done at the university level. In fact, it was the University of Florida that evaluated our cat formulation and deemed it to be very appropriate for use in cats.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we're based in Florida and there's lots of cats here. Warm weather. So there's cats all over the place.
And speaking of cats, we have over 90 million cats in the United States. So it's a lot of cats.
Yes. It's interesting because more people have dogs than cats, but there's more cats because most people that have cats have more than one.
Exactly. And the great news is, Michelle, that we can help both our canine pet parents as well as our feline pet parents.
Exactly. Now, we're going to take a quick break and come right back, and we'll talk more about MYOS and how you should go about introducing it to your dog. We'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
Hey, Hey everyone, Michelle Fern here. Macmillan Audio presents When Harry Met Minnie, a memoir from Martha Teichner, CBS Sunday morning news correspondent. Martha's story is about a chance encounter with an old friend that forever changed her world. When asked to take in the beloved French Terrier, the breed of her own dear dog Minnie, from a friend who was dying of cancer and desperate to find a new home for Harry, the rest is history. It's so much more than just a boy dog meets girl dog fairy tale. What transpires is a deep and meaningful friendship between two women with complicated lives and a mutual love of bull terriers. In this rich and touching narrative, Martha considers the way our stories are shaped by the people we meet, the profound love we can find by opening our hearts to unexpected encounters, and the mysterious ways a beloved pet can bring people together. Order When Harry Met Minnie today, wherever audiobooks are sold.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about MYOS Canine Muscle Formula with Dr. Albert Ahn. He's the veterinary advisor for MYOS. So, Dr. Ahn, how would you go about introducing MYOS to your dog? And especially for with senior dogs or dogs that are arthritic or that have been injured, they sometimes have some stomach upset, it kind of goes with. So how can you introduce MYOS so that that's kind of minimized or eliminated?
Sure. And you're absolutely right, Michelle, that particularly if you're changing a diet on a dog, you have to do so in a very gradual manner. Now, with the MYOS Canine Muscle Formula product, you don't really have to worry about that because the quantity that's being given is so small that it really is not going to cause a problem with any digestive issues. So that's one of the great things about it. The amount that's needed is very, very small and has been very, very well tolerated when you introduce it for both our dogs and cats.
Well, that's good to know because there's a lot of different things out there, and even sometimes giving a certain treat to your pooch. And if your pooch has a sensitive stomach, it doesn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there. So it's something good to know. What about, a lot of people are thinking, well, is it safe for all dogs? Because, I have a tiny Chihuahua that, has a little bit of a stiff arthritic, limbs or stiff leg. And what about giving MYOS to even younger dogs to be proactive?
So there are some pet parents who will give it to their younger dogs just because they want to optimize muscle growth. And so there are folks that are in the agility competitions, and there are folks that have sporting or hunting dogs, and they will use this so that their dogs can optimize their muscle mass and perform at their very best. So there are plenty of examples of very young dogs that are on this product and have done very well with it.
Okay, and just to clarify, because as you said that, I can imagine some people's minds going, oh, so it's like a steroid you're giving your dog, but that is not what MYOS is.
No.
'Cause people might think, oh, you can give it to younger dogs to help agility, muscle build. Sounds like steroids or something.
Sure.
Nothing like that.
No, this is not a steroid. This is derived from the fertilized egg yolk of chickens.
How soon do you think the pet parent will, I'm giving it to Nikki. How soon do you think I'll really see like major results? Something I've seen slight, but I haven't given it to him very long.
I tell folks that you need to give it about 8 weeks and you'll start to see some very nice improvement by 8 weeks while on the supplement.
Okay, that's good to know. What about other products that MYOS has?
So the feline product is a very new product for us that has just come out. It's been added to the 2 existing canine products. We have the original canine muscle formula, and then we also have the veterinary strength formula, and that followed the canine original formula. The main difference being that branched chain amino acids were added to the original formula to enhance the muscle recovery and also the muscle growth with this product. It's also meant, the veterinary strength formula is also meant to be distributed exclusively by veterinarians because of the formula enhancement.
Dr. An, are there also treats that you could give your dog? And if there are treats, because I think I saw them on the website, will those be as an addition to the formula, or would you use that instead of the formula?
Yes, so these treats are meant to actually be used as an extension. So these treats can be given as a standalone for our arthritic patients because there's some unique benefits that these treats, which are brand spanking new, will offer for our arthritic patients or patients that have joint issues, particularly the older patients.
Okay, great. And what about any new products? Can you, I know you maybe can't go into maybe super detail, but can you give us any hints as to any new products coming out in the future for MYOS?
While I can't get into too many specifics because they're still in development, I can tell you that we have several innovative products that are in development for our companion animals because MYOS has a commitment to innovation, has a commitment to advancing clinical nutrition, and very much wants to provide robust clinical data to help veterinarians and pet owners alike do the best that they can for their pets and patients.
Okay, and I love that. If you could tell pet parents, I'm sure you've had like a lot of great stories and different things that you've heard, working with MYOS and so forth. So if you could tell pet parents, I have to tell you this one story about what happened with this one dog. What would that story be? Like from, a pet parent that tried it and said, you wouldn't believe it, and something like that.
I had this 17-year-old mixed breed dog that was quite arthritic and had lost an enormous amount of muscle mass because it just wasn't really getting around. And the owner was contemplating euthanasia because they were concerned about the quality of life. The overall organ systems were indecent. They were in pretty good condition for this patient. And I said to them, look, a lot of what's going on is we have arthritis here. So if we can use this Fortetropin product, the Canine Muscle Formula, veterinary strength, I think we can really help your patient or your dog get better. And within 6 weeks, this dog had a very significant clinical improvement and has gone on to do very, very well. So the owner is really thrilled with the clinical results that they saw in as soon as 6 weeks.
That's amazing. I wish I knew about this last year when my Mr. Z was getting a little sick and had arthritis and wasn't doing that great. But he ended up passing on in August. So
I'm so sorry to hear that.
thank you. It's, every pet parent, it's part of the journey with your fur babe. It just is. Okay. So we won't get sad. Now we're going to talk about, now let's talk about where can you buy MYOS Canine Formula? Besides the veterinary strength, where else can you find it?
So you can find the MYOS product. You can order it off of the MYOS website. You can also order it from chewy.com, and you can order it off of amazon.com. Besides getting it from the veterinary strength, from veterinarians who have the veterinary strength formulation.
And what if your veterinarian has not heard of it or is not sure? You can mention, of course, to your veterinarian and have them order it, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yes, your veterinarian can order that, and they just need to contact MYOS Pet, and folks at MYOS Pet will take care of them or will give them more information and also allow them to order the veterinary strength product.
Okay, wonderful. So what else would you like to share about MYOS Canine Formula?
Sure. I just wanted to add that you can go to the veterinarians and pet owners alike can go to the myospet.com website, and that's where they can get a lot more product information, and they can also purchase the product off the myospet.com website.
Great website, a lot of good information, and there's also some great stories from pet owners that have tried MYOS and have just had fabulous results. So it's a really good site, so informative. Dr. An, I want to thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and talking about MYOS Canine Muscle Formula. I can't wait for everybody that's out there listening to hear our show because, we're recorded, so we'll get posted in a few weeks because this is such a great product. And, we're just spread the word and make your injured senior dogs, your arthritic dogs feel so much better. So thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle, and please have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
You too. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
What a great show. I'd like to thank my guest, Dr. An, for coming on Best Bets for Pets, telling us all about MYOS Canine Muscle Formula. Thanks to Nikki, who is my tester, and he's looking kind of buff already, so maybe I imagine it, but I saw some peppiness and even more peppiness than usual after 2 weeks. So I'm impressed. Thanks to everyone listening to Best Bets for Pets. We have all kinds of great products on all the time, all kinds of things. So it's a great place to listen and get a lot of information about things that you probably never knew about. And thanks, of course, to my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound amazing. Now keep listening. We have so many great products coming up.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.